All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is our research cluster presentations focused on safety. So safety is and always will be a top priority for CAV Technologies. Despite significant advancements in technology over the past 2 decades, it is widely acknowledged that autonomous vehicles still have a safety performance that falls considerably short of that exhibited by the average human driver. CCAT focuses its safety-based research from distinct perspectives, which will be covered in this session from 3 researchers. Up first is Dr. Cheng, research scientist from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, who will discuss his project prototyping low-cost roadside device systems for cooperative automated driving. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Cheng.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Good morning. My name is Cheng. I'm very glad to be here. I think it's great symposium. I'm still digesting the debate about generative AI a moment ago. Great. So today I'm going to talk about my project. It's still in progress. So I'm going to report to you about the initial results. So basically, this project is looking at the cooperative driving automation based on the infrastructure. So the I think the CDA using infrastructure has some advantages compared with vehicle-based CDI, because the infrastructure put a device on the roadside. It has different viewpoint. It has the to stay on the location, going to learn how the traffic and they're going to behave, and also it has much more power compared to the device on the vehicle. So, however, there's still kind of a difficulties to if we want to really go forward, because the cost, we need to achieve a critical mass investment to really to make things work on the roadside. Compare if you just put a device on the vehicle, you got a higher level automation vehicle, and the right of way use cases and such and such. So, so our idea is start from something small, something cheap, which you can put on the roadside for the critical locations, such as work zones where the vehicle-based automation generally have difficulties in. So here we propose a connected reference marker system. It generally designed to help vehicle ranging and localization. It can also detect the roadway geometry changes for work zones, for example. And we want to make it low cost, and also the system itself has versatile configurations. The diagram on the right is an example of the system design. It's just I would say logic architecture. Physically, a closure reference marker can be combined with a server and also combined with the roadside unit to work as a whole devices put on the roadside. And also the cloud platform can be just a third-party information provider. All right. So the CRM system, I would say, rely on one technology for ranging and localization. It's called ultra wideband UWB. I think some of you probably know this term and have used this. It's not a new technology, but it gets more attractions recently. It's a pulse radio technology, and has short, basically short range, like within 15 feet or so. It has high bandwidth, and we're using short pulses. The ranging is quite precise. It can get to like centimeter level. It also has the data communication capability in a security way. So the FIRA, Fine Ranging Consortium, is the organization promoting this UWB technology. Here you'll see those logos for those sponsor members. there's applications on the market. Those devices are commercially available on the shelf. You can see those smartphone car and access and some contactless payment as well, and also kind of AirTag, and Samsung also have their tag as well. So it's commercially available, relatively low cost. The cost is similar to so-called Bluetooth low energy, but based on the consortium, they expect with mass production the cost we're getting lower. All right. So the basic components for UWB has like three components. One called anchor. We consider like basically fixed units you can put on the roadside, can put indoors, and a tag, the mobile unit in motion. And actually, those are just anchors and tags are just two settings for the UWB device. You can move anchors around as well, as no restrictions. And the location engine or server is the kind of the computing part that calculates the distance. The distance calculation is based on time of flight of the signal. There's various algorithms have been developed and also keep on developing because there's various factors, errors. Some of the errors are due to the requirement of the clock synchronization on the devices, and also the like the clock drift among the device. Sometimes the multi-pass effects such and such. And the first category called it like ranging, like two-way ranging or time difference of arrival. That's based. You can just calculate the time flight based on the signal time differences, and the angle of arrival and the phase difference of arrival, that requires multiple antennas. So we didn't use that category. So in our experiment, we use the double-sided two-way ranging. It's a ranging method requires like 4 messages, typically 4 messages. Sometimes you can save 1 message using like 3 messages. The one equation didn't show up, but it's this way. It doesn't have to need those devices to be synchronized, and also it can minimize the error from the clock drift. So that's the ranging method we use in our experiment. Experiment settings, we tested like 1 tag with 1 anchor, like just basically test on the distance accuracy, the data rate, the range, the connection reliabilities, and we also tested multi-pass effects. Those, I would say it's really accurate, although there's some outliers, but it does get to the centimeter accuracy level. And we also tested the multi-tag with multi-anchors. It turned out that the system is very easy to scale. Although in this way it has like a little bit lower data rate than per anchor, because 1 anchor needs to respond to multiple tags. Based on the kind of next steps of our project, we focused on like those 1 tag with multiple anchors setting. Typically, we have like we put a couple of anchors around the tags. We move the tag around, and the tags connect to the laptop to save the ranging data. All right. So here, this is the location calculation. It's pretty straightforward. Translation using a pair of anchors and average results for the pair of anchors available based on all the possible combinations. Static scenario. So these are the scenario experience we put the tag as, we didn't move the tag. We put a tag in one place, measure all those distance and distance from those anchors and calculate the coordinates. And the diagram on the right is a zoom in figure. Different colors mean different pairs of anchors we used. The colors, the purple ones in the middle is actually the average. And definitely there's the kind of arrows in the coordinates calculation, but the average, I mean, will be pretty close. Here, this diagram shows a statistics distribution for the arrows. The mean arrow is within 0.1 meters, like I think a bit less than 0.05 centimeters, 0.05 meters. It's a little bit larger on the vertical coordinates because I believe that we have using a rectangular shape. The vertical anchors are closer nearby. So the thing is the arrow measurement doesn't increase with the distance within commission range. So which is also a very good point. Okay, so here's the dynamic scenarios. We move the tag around those anchors. The green dots are the kind of ground truth, and those trajectories are the either the coordinates calculation from each pair and also the average. Those are just two examples. We noticed there's some outliers, signal losses here, such and such, but generally it's following the ground truth. Here the distribution arrow, a little bit larger, similar to the static case. All right. So pre-findings. We think it's URB has a high ranging accuracy and generally reliable, and data frequency is high. Like we get to like about 5 or 10 data points per second. It's less susceptible to the environmental factors. It can work indoors, outdoors, around those buildings as well. And of course, there are occasional outliers, missing data. The commission distance or the detection distance, as I just said, about within 50 feet. Although it's not long enough, but I think it's going to work for our kind of use cases, which about works on. It has good system scalability and very low energy consumption. My students mentioned that they haven't charged their power bank since last year. It's still working. So next steps are the things that we are currently working on. We want to develop something, algorithm to estimate the trajectory or to get a more accurate location, and based on the various configurations, we notice the moving speed of the tag is a factor. The faster the tag moves, the higher the error. And also so that's why we're thinking we are developing a trajectory estimation algorithm to reduce the errors. And the use cases we propose about works on boundary mapping, and also use that and try to get the work zone locations using those anchors based on different placement, and also to try to use those mapping results as a data source for the WZDX, work zone data exchange data, as the which is introduced in the morning session, and I think that's all of my project here, our team, our co-PIs, and students, and that's all for my talk. Any questions? Yes.
What is, how much distance is allowed between the two
Devices.
devices?
Okay. The technology says it can up to 100 meters, but that's based on those enhanced antennas. We just use the chip with no additional antennas. It's about 20 meters. Within 20 meters, that's 50 feet communication. If you have a longer distance, the data rate will be smaller, but still, I would say at least a few a second.
Are you thinking of using these devices at some specific critical locations for localization, or just use it everywhere?
We want to use for critical locations because for kind of a normal straight freeway, there's not too much, doesn't make too much sense, right? At least from the beginning. So we want to work on the difficulty scenarios for CAV, such as walk zone, which we're looking at right now.
The distance you talked about, is it just a linear distance, or is it circumferential that you could, is it 20-meter radius? Or is it
It's a actually that's a distance between a tag and the anchor.
okay.
Yeah.
So the signal strength wise, it is circumferential.
Yeah.
You said it's 100 feet?
No. So
what's
the
the loss in function when you move away from 50 to 100 feet?
if you move out the communication distance, the signal will be lost. There's basically no data from the tag.
You need a better antenna.
It depends. If you need a longer distance detection, you need better antennas. But we only use the ball itself. So I think we think of like within 20 meters or 50 feet. That's enough for our walk zone case. Yeah,
My statement there saying enhanced with BLE. How are you?
Oh, yes. So that case is the to save energy, right? The UWB, although it's low energy itself, still use a little bit more than the Bluetooth low energy. The Bluetooth, the problem of the Bluetooth low energy is it only can detect proximity detection. It can, I believe the distance accuracy is about a few meters. Yeah. So there's a combination suggest somewhere in the literature that you can combine the two. Whenever the Bluetooth low energy detects the show up of the device, it turn on the UWB to do the distance connection. So that's for energy consumption. Thanks.
Any other questions in the room?
Yes.
I came a little late. Could you just explain the use case again at the start?
Okay.
So what were you trying to achieve, and where could you see this apply?
Okay, sure. So for the user case here, we about like the walk zone boundary. Like we're thinking is using a reasonable placement for the UWB devices on the roadside. We can detect the high accurate the walk zone shape or the kind of reduction more accurately, and it can be used as a data source for the walk zone data exchange specification. In this way, it has a high resolution. So that's the first use case we want to look at.
Are you implementing this in any work zone, piloting it, or
We
just a lab work?
right now it's just lab work. We will build a work zone in not a real work zone in our parking lot, the testing facilities. But if based on results, we can move to the real world work zones. Yeah.
All right, folks, please join me in thanking Professor
Thank you.
Dr. Cheng.